Okay. Yeah. See, before we begin to start this course. Okay. So I have categorized all these based on domains. Domain
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 up to 7.
Yeah.
These are all for uh,
SSCP.
SSP, SSCP. Okay. This is
Yeah.
for CASSP.
CSP.
These are,
I think SSCP and CSSP more. Many things are similar. No?
yeah, it's similar, but it will be completely different. Exam will be completely different.
That
Okay.
is more like advanced, like a BC and CA.
Yeah. See, initially, you will need to understand security concepts. Okay.
Okay.
So in the
Okay.
initial phase itself, if you see here, these are completely different. So here you are
Okay.
evaluating, here you are identifying.
Okay.
Okay. So I have categorized it based on these domains. Okay. If I have not categorized, then these topics
Everything.
will
Uh,
go long way. Okay. That's why
yeah. Yeah.
I have summarized it all. Okay. So so we'll begin with security operations and administration.
Okay.
So, got it.
Yeah, like I said, if we study in order, it will be easy to go for the certification. Otherwise, everything will mess up.
What is that?
Yeah, Chinese means busy with this word. He told me asking the word.
So if so if anyone is joining, you just ask them to ping in WhatsApp. Okay.
So somebody is talking or what?
Yeah, yeah. No, no. I have just logged in from my different account so that I can see what I am sharing.
Okay. Okay, I will ask him to do.
Okay. So we'll start with the security operations and administration. Okay. Um, before we will drill into these options, Shamsher, are you getting any echo?
No, no, no. Somebody, some Usman, he will join it, he said.
Okay, okay. So this is our agenda for this domain one. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll go by the ethics. What are the ethics?
Okay.
What are the security concepts? We'll identify what are the security controls. Okay. Today we'll go up to 1, 2, and 3 topics. Okay. And then we'll
Okay.
discuss further what are those aspects. So, what are the codes of ethics? Okay, ISC 3 follows some code of ethics. Okay, so first one is like it is the safety of the information, or all your information, whatever you are leaving, it should not harm others. Okay, if you are not providing any security, then it is going to harm the other people, like it may lead to death also. Okay, so can you tell me one example like that? If you are not protecting your safety or the information, it will result in death. Okay, can you give me one
In
example of
terms,
that? Yeah,
in terms
Shamsher.
of network
Hmm?
in cybersecurity.
Yeah. Okay, if let's say, okay, if you are not uh, protecting the security, protecting the
Yeah.
information, then it
Okay.
may lead to the death. Okay, so can you give me one example of this, like the ethics?
Hospital security.
uh, Hospital security, uh, no, how can it will lead to death?
Yeah.
Okay, uh, I will introduce Usman. Usman is a student. Okay, he is my uh, close friend. Okay. So he is studying in
Okay.
BTech third year. Yeah, Usman,
BTech.
you can introduce yourself. Okay. We are speaking on mute, Usman. Hello. Okay. So he is having problem with mic, I guess. So I will give you one example. Okay.
I think a little bit echo is coming from your side. Uh, Hello.
Yeah, yeah. How about now?
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. I will give you one pictorial
Like
example.
national security,
You are bit close. Okay.
defense security.
Okay. See, when US left
Okay.
Afghanistan, okay,
Yeah.
so they have deleted each and every document they had. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, if they kept even a single document, then that will be a threat to those people who are named in that document. You got it now?
I
Okay.
understood. Like
Who has worked with them?
like there will be spy.
Yeah, like
Every country has a spy.
no, no, not spy. Their administration, like schools, like other things, whatever the data. So they have to purge all that data. They have to delete it because it will lead to security threat to the citizens who has worked with them. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I have seen in the same scene something
okay, got
some
it now.
movies. Yeah, I know.
Okay, these are the ethics. That's why U.S. military will follow these standards.
Okay.
Okay, they will not leak that information.
Yes.
And the second one is common good. Okay, it should benefit um, all those services that are provided, and it should not impact anything on the infrastructure services. Everything should be running smoothly, and it should be reliable. Okay, one is welfare, and other is it should be good for the complete society.
Okay.
Okay, and third one is uh, we should be supervising that whatever we were assigned to those roles, you were uh, network engineer or whatever those roles we have assigned it, we should follow those rules.
Okay.
Okay.
Like I'm handling for.
Yes. And the last one is uh, you should be adhere to the policies, whatever policies the company has given you. We need to adhere to that particular policies, to that profession. Okay, these are the core ethics of IC3 code of ethics. Okay. So let's see organizational, what are organizational ethics. So first class it will be little bore. Okay, it will be quite theoretical,
No,
but I have added some
no, it's,
graphical and scenario based, so that it
no, I
will
don't
make
feel it's bored. It is quite,
interesting.
yeah,
Yeah, Shamsher?
and it's no, I don't feel any boring. It will take for me. It will be like I have been into class a long time, so
Okay.
something up like it. That's it.
Okay. Let's say uh, how the organizational will analyze their strength, their weaknesses. We do the SWOT analysis, where S is for strength, weakness,
Yeah.
opportunities, and threats.
Okay.
Okay. Here in strengths, so we will analyze what are our strengths. Okay.
Okay.
How we are doing this business, in what areas we are um, very smart with the competitors, what are our unique services in business or products,
Okay.
all these strengths. Then the weaknesses, okay, where we can improve, why the customers are dissatisfied. All these analysis will take at the management level. Okay. Here in the threat part, the security will come.
Okay.
Okay. So what are the threats that we will have with our competitors? Okay. How vulnerable is our infrastructure? All those things we will analyze at the threat part. Okay.
One second. One second. I'm just trying to make this presentation screen big. Hey, fun. One second.
I am recording it anyways.
Instead of our names, I'm trying to make this presentation screen big. I can read it.
Okay. So can I move to the other slide? Yeah, Shamsher?
Yeah, once.
No, anyways, I am going to share this slide.
Okay.
So
Okay, then fine.
you don't have to worry about it. Okay. I will share it.
Something gone wrong in my screen. I'm unable to start. Okay, no problem.
Okay. So these are the concepts, okay, of this security standard. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, Usman, now you are you able to listen to my words? looks like he's still having issues. Okay. Anyways, we'll go by all these terms. Okay. These terms you should be keep in mind. Okay. In the security arena, you will get all these terms over and over again. These terms will not go away. Okay. First one is confidentiality. Okay.
Okay.
So you know, right, confidential information.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Let's say integrity. Okay. It should not be corrupted. Your data should not be corrupted.
Okay.
Availability, like these servers should be up and running. It should not go down.
Okay. Okay.
Authenticity, we know, right? It should be from trusted users. And utility. Where the users needs are met. Okay. Control. So who is authorized? Who will modify all these? I will give you scenarios also. Okay. How
Okay.
these two will work? What are these things? How it will impact everything. Okay.
Okay.
Then safety, and
Okay.
we can put it as here security also. Okay.
Yeah.
Then privacy. Okay.
Okay.
Non-repudiation is like so you sent one letter to one guy, okay, or you sent one parcel.
Okay.
The user took that parcel and refused it. I didn't receive it. Okay, that is called non-repudiation. Okay, transparency we know. Okay, so I will discuss about accountability, least privilege, and segregation of duties. Let's see. I have one scenario. Okay, so one audit firm. We have an audit firm. Okay. They are concerned about confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity. So they are not bothered about availability. So you will ask why. See,
Privacy and confidentiality similar.
privacy and
Confidentiality.
privacy is related with the particular identity of the person.
Okay.
Confidentiality is related to information.
Okay.
Okay. So our scenario is like I have a firm. Okay. So if the server goes down also, they are least bothered.
Okay.
So why is like that? They want confidentiality, integrity, and authenticity. Okay, and privacy. So let's say one audit firm is there. Okay.
Okay.
So audit firm, if the information is not at all so available, they will not have huge impact.
Okay.
Their business won't be impacted. Okay. They are audit firm. They will be doing the audit. If the servers goes down also, they will do that audit again.
Okay.
Let's say you have 10 customers. Okay. Customer A, customer B, customer C. So here integrity, the information got leaked, or some guy modified that information.
Okay.
So once the audit information is modified, then they will get huge losses in that. Got
Mm-hmm.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's how the business logic will work.
Okay.
Some some people will be concerned with availability. Okay. My service should be available.
Okay.
No matter what it happens, it should come alive. I'm not
Okay.
least bothered about all this confidentiality, integrity. I doesn't care. Like Amazon, Flipkart, okay, their business logic will be different.
Okay. Like we can say SaaS.
Yeah. No, SaaS is different. I'm talking about the business logic.
Mm-hmm.
Business logic means if that goes off, then their business will go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
let's say
Yeah, I have heard this dialogue from some of my superiors.
so I have a bank. Okay. So what bank
Yeah,
will
yeah,
huh?
I understood that.
Bank, they will be having all these parameters. It should be confidential. It should be the data integrity should be there, availability, authenticity, everything they will be focused. Banks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, we'll go with logistics.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be concerned with confidentiality, integrity.
Mm-hmm.
They will have it availability.
Mm-hmm.
So here authenticity, they, they will not be having users. Okay, like
Mm-hmm.
you have FedEx, right? You will not have
Yeah.
much users.
Okay.
Okay, if we go by authenticity, then let's see IRCTC, railways.
Okay. Okay.
That will be huge. Authenticity will be huge on that website.
Okay.
So these are all the business logic. Okay, if you are into stock market, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so then they will tell, okay, this is our business model, this is our business logic. Okay, this should not go down, or this is our key.
Mm-hmm.
Got it? So these are all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
business
You mean to
logics.
you mean to say that each and every organization might have different
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So one guy,
points.
yeah. See, for example, uh, this Amazon was facing this issue, non-repudiation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, user will take it and they will deny. Okay, I got soap. I got the other product. So how
Mm-hmm.
it has to be addressed? So where I need to get the transparency between the buyer and seller. Okay, he is the middleman, right? These are all the parameters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, accountability is like who will be the accountable for that. And least privilege is, um, for example, you need read access to one file.
Okay.
Okay, just you
Yeah, yeah,
need to
yeah.
have read. So I should
Okay.
not give you complete permission on that file.
Yeah, I'm dealing it within file server.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Accountability, can you accountability I didn't know.
accountability is something like if one task is not done, okay, who will be
Okay.
accountable for that?
Okay, like staff or the in charge person.
Yes, we will discuss it further, okay, on that.
Okay, okay, okay.
These are all mixed,
Mm-hmm.
least privilege, and segregation
Yeah,
of
because
duties.
yeah, many things I can relate to my work.
Yeah. So your work is like segregated, like you cannot do everything. It will be segregated at permissions level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll move in next slide. This is what are security concepts. Okay.
Okay, okay, okay.
So to implement it, we need to identify and implement security controls at multiple levels. Here we have technical controls like login, passwords.
Credentials.
Yes, all you are restricting access at technical. These are technical controls, and then you have physical controls like
Mm-hmm.
you cannot enter the premises. You will have access cards, punch cards, then your fingerprints, iris.
Okay.
So these are the physical controls. The data information should be secured in a secured manner, and the administrative controls is the security policies and standards. So if one guy is coming into the office, okay, so what information he is uh, taking in, how he is entering. So let's take physical control. Okay, this is how it looks. Where these guys are coming, what is happening, so how they are entering, monitoring everything. Let's see, this is a data center building. Okay, so at different level you are putting the physical controls at access level. So you are physically restricting it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So in technical controls, what you will do, you will manage it from the technical perspective at network level, server level, at endpoint, at device level, group policies. All you will define at technical controls at OS, network, application, everything. You will configure those controls. Got it?
Yeah.
So these are all comes under technical controls. What are these physical controls? Preventive, detective, and corrective. Okay. So we'll go first by technical controls.
Technical.
Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
So these we can by reading we can know. Okay, what are these physical controls, right? Yeah, Shamsher.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand.
Yeah, this it is understood. Okay, how these can
Yeah,
be
yeah,
done.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. No need to spend.
Yeah, technical controls are something like you will have
Firewall.
all these at network level. Okay, MFA is
Multi-factor. Multi-factor
multi-factor
authentication.
authentication. Okay, so multi-factor is getting very popular. Okay, we'll discuss more
Yeah,
about
yeah.
on that. Okay, these are all preventives. Okay, so if one thing goes off, then we will have a huge impact. So these are detective, IDS and honeypots. So
What is honeypot?
honeypot is like you will be putting some trap to hacker or booby trap, you can say. Like if someone is trying to hack it, you will create
Okay.
one fake system, and you will allow him to access it so that you can catch
Ah,
him. Okay,
Okay.
that is called honeypots. Corrective, you can see vulnerability
Yeah, yeah,
patching.
yeah, I understood. And nowadays, is the company really using IDS? IPS will take care, no IDS part as well.
IPS or IDS?
No, IDS.
See, nowadays companies are using our appliance. Okay,
Yeah.
and they are using it on cloud. When we talk about Azure Sentinel, we'll discuss about all this. Okay, these are all about um, technical controls on physical infrastructure. It's not on cloud. Okay, so we are going by basics. This is just a beginning class. Okay,
Okay, okay.
and administrative controls is like all the administrative tasks, like which from technical aspect we will not look into this, but when it is concerned with security, we should be looking into these also. Like for example, you have all your passwords, your company passwords, right?
Yeah.
And once you got terminated or you left the company, you should not be able to access that. So those measures, how you will do that measures, what and all policies, data classification, what data you have to access, which should be restricted. All these will be defined here in administrative controls. And
Okay.
reviewing of access. Okay, you are in assigned to particular customer. Every 6 months, your access should be reviewed with your manager. Still you are with customer, but manager has to approve. You can work, so that there will be additional layer of security. Like you are not accessing it outside, or someone has left it unattended. You should be reviewing access. Okay, you should get access. For example, you have multiple accounts.
Okay.
You are assigned to 3 4 customers. Okay,
Okay.
so 2 3 customers you don't want access, but still you possess that access.
Okay.
So for example, you had access to HDFC Bank and Citibank.
Okay.
Citibank, you don't require, you are not working for Citibank, you are working for only HDFC Bank.
Okay.
So that access will be revoked in review.
Okay.
Okay, so audit logs. So why you are logging at this level, at these timings, why you are logging, all these things will come at auditing level. Or unauthorized changes, you done any change without any authorization, like you implemented something. Okay, and then corrective is like what is your BCP plan, business continuity plan. If one set goes down, how you are going to restore that.
This administrative control is for IT admin and also staff as well, right?
Admin and facilities. So what facilities you have, like example, on a Sunday they will power off the main, they will cut the power. Okay, so now what you will do, so how you will implement the business continuity plan, so what will be your response.
Okay.
Other one is incident response plan. Like for example, if there is a fire broke, so there is a fire accident happened in the building.
Okay.
So how you have responded that? How team responded it? What is the impact? So have you done any drill on these things? These are all comes under security controls.
Okay. One is time level and one is incident. Okay.
Yeah. So other one is time limits. Like time limits are like, so if you access the server or application, so you should have session timeout, like for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. The login interval should be only for 5 or 10 minutes. After that, they have to kick out that user.
Nowadays, each and every system has this ideal timeout.
Yeah,
So other than that, you need to say forceful timeout, right?
yeah, that is session timeout only, ideal timeout.
Session. Oh, okay.
So these are all the policies that organization will define.
Okay.
And then password aging. Like we have a password, okay, and in 45 days you have to change that, and the length of the password, complexity, all these comes under password aging policies.
Okay.
So you are following, right? All these are all
Yeah.
basic
Yeah, I understood.
concepts. That's why I am just skipping. I am not discussing. That's why.
No, I understood because currently I'm doing it. AD password, same areas.
Uh, we discussed about these physical controls.
Yes.
And then here we have this we will call it as a different security controls in each industry.
Okay.
So we are not discussing about all these. So I have just kept it for reference.
Okay, just an example, right?
Yeah. So
Okay, I will read it when I get slide.
yeah. So the one industry will be focused on one security control. So we discussed earlier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
The-
building. We
yeah.
discussed about the building.
Yes,
Office.
yes. So these all comes under those aspects. Okay, they will be focused on particular security parameters. Okay. So once we go by examples, we can discuss about case studies. In case studies, we can discuss all this. So this is
Okay.
just for our reference.
Okay.
So these are our administrative controls, like what security policies you have, what standards you need to follow, what are the procedure baselines. Like for example, you want to decommission one server, means you have to delete the hard drive.
Okay.
So I cannot make it into pieces.
Okay.
So I am destroying the data, right?
Okay.
But still it is not a standard or industry policy. So you are
Okay.
breaching that particular security policy. So
Okay.
let's say the bank will follow one standard. Okay. So first you need to uh, delete the data using their particular tool.
Okay.
So that tool, you have to capture all the hard drives with serial number, and this data is deleted. it cannot be retrieved. You have to store that information in a PDF file, and you have to keep that record, and then you have to destroy that. You have to call that vendor and you need to destroy that. So is anyone joined? Okay.
Usman.
Not Usman.
Yeah,
It's Mohsin.
I'm fine now. I can.
Yeah, go from there.
My name is Mohsin Khan, but actually for email address it has been kept at name.
So those are the security policies. Okay. So without that, you should not delete that hard drive, or you should not crash that hard drive. So we have to follow those standards. Yeah, Mohsen, we have recorded this all session. Okay. So I will upload this. You can listen to these earlier information. So here I am talking about decommissioning one server from security perspective. Okay. So I have baselines for that. Baselines is like you can have a technical baseline, then security baseline, administrative baseline. If the hard disk you need to destroy it, first you have to follow those procedure. What are the procedure? I cannot just burn it. You can chop it into pieces, right? Yeah, Mohsin, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay. I cannot chop that directly. Okay, I have to follow
There
some.
will be some policies, procedures for destroying the data.
Pardon? Yeah, your voice is a bit low. Yeah, Mohsin, can you ask that question again?
Yeah, there will be some policies and procedures or SOPs to be followed while destroying the hard disk or data right today.
Yeah, yeah. So why we follow those SOPs is like um, you need to follow the standards set by the organization. So even though you are destroying it, but you will lose that evidence. What if the auditor will ask, okay, where is the evidence that you have destroyed it? Okay, so what is the soft evidence? What is the hard evidence? Where is it? Where it went? So for that purpose, you will have a baseline, like how you need to destroy. What are the process? If from OS level, what you have to do? Then after that, you need to what needs to be done. So whether you need to store it as a PDF file, and then after that you have to hand over that hard drives to particular vendor. Then vendor will chop it, or he will
So on the hard disk, wait, I just wanted to understand. So some companies will have a third party who will do this, uh, the data clearance or destroying the data or something. So in perspective of if the company is not having a third party, if the company itself is doing it, then how do they capture the evidence? Like you can enter a scripts on the hard disk to format completely, or how it is, right?
Let's say for shredding of the hard drives, it will be handed over to third party, okay, because they will not trust their employees. If the data goes live or if the data leaks, then the third party vendor will be caught and he will be penalized huge. Okay, that's why internally they don't do. So for example, let's say you want to purge one hard drive. So I have 10 hard drives in one server. Okay, so I have worked with one vendor. So we boot it uh, with the server on the server. Let's I will show that vendor also.
So what if hard disk is completely crashed and we are not able to recover the data? So we'll still go with the destroy policy or shredding policy, or how it is?
So I work for wipe drive. Okay. So what they do is, let's say you have your hard disk is crashed. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll boot that server with CD. You are able to see my screen, right? Yeah, Shamsher?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So we will boot the individual server with CD, or if it is on the network, you will put it ISO file and you will boot that server. So you will have network here. Okay, let's say remote wipe. This is my corporate network and this is my server. I will boot through ISO file in this server, and then I will run the software. This software, what it will do is wipe. It will wipe all the drives, even if it is crashed. If it will wipe it. If they are bad sectors, then it will skip it. Everything it will run based on those algorithm, and then it will capture each hard drive PDF and it will store it to a remote location. It will capture it and it will save. Once it is done, these hard drives are of no use, then they will be handed over to the vendor. Got it, Mohsin? Looks like he is not in the call. Yeah, Shamsher?
Yeah.
Okay. I think he has lost. Okay. So this is how it works on the server. Remote wipe. Okay. So these are just for an example. I just took one example so that you will understand what are the procedures, what will be the standard. Like they will have a particular standard. Like I need to have a military standard, some algorithm or protocol they will tell. Okay. Based on that, you wipe the hard drive. Like first put all zeros and then ones,
Okay.
and then random data, and then zeros. So this is my standard. So if you follow all these, then it will be my baseline. Then only I will release this hard drive. That is my policy. Now understood?
Okay.
Yeah. So this is about policies. These are all the definitions of those security policy. It may be your password policy or governing policy, can be anything. So now coming back to standard. Okay. So if you are doing anything on particular for web application, you want to design some web application, then you need to follow the standards of World Web Consortium. Okay. Or you can follow any standards. So you are not. Yeah, Mohsin. Hello. Hello. Shamsher?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, so, someone just raised a question.
Still, he was trying to talk.
Yeah, I was making it. It was me over. So yeah, I got it that they will run some algorithms and wipe off the dust. Every process in this IT security, they will have some governance called governance. Right? So everything will have the governance written down, or how does it work?
So the governance body will be different. Like they will put those standards. Okay. So they will give us those baseline. So we'll talk about governance later. Okay, where those policies are defined. In CISSP, you will get all that. Okay. So
So
what?
governance is basically defining the policies, to achieve some target or goal.
If you see here, this is SSCP. Okay, you are talking about this one. Got it? Yeah, Mohsin, you were able to see it? Should I zoom?
I will take a few minutes.
See, I am running the SSCP domain. Okay, you are talking about governance. So that is completely advanced. Mohsin. So anyways, I am recording it. Okay, no need to worry. I have shared this Excel file also.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So whatever you are asking, that is different level. It is advanced level. It comes under management. Even though it is domain 1 only under CISSP, we are just concerned with this administrative controls. We are talking about baselines. So those comes under governance principles. So they will define what needs to be done at this level. Okay. So here we can follow any standard. Or for example, we can go by TOGAF, ITIL. So you will have procedural documents, like you will have SOPs, right? Standard operating procedure or set of operations. We will define those process. So how you have to do that. So you hire one guy, okay. You have made one recipe at hotel, okay. So that chef left, and the next day you have to close your restaurant. So for that purpose, what you will do, you will document that procedure. So how it is made. So if they are not familiar with this environment also, by looking at those procedural documents, they will do that. Will be useful for freshers or individuals who are not familiar. Okay. So these are all the procedural thing. So let's take the realistic example. included because you should not get bored. That's why I put one diagram here.
Okay.
So we have different levels of controls here. Okay.
Okay.
At layer 5, then layer 4, then layer 3, layer 2, layer 1, then layer 0. Let's take this layer 0 as printers or some any other manufacturing machines or ice cream machines.
It's not an OSI model, right?
No, it's not OSA model. It is from security perspective. I have
Okay.
taken this, okay, so that you can understand it better. This is just for your knowledge purpose, so that you should not get bored with the theory. That's why I took one diagram. Okay. So whatever traffic coming from internet, okay, will consider is as untrusted. Okay, this is untrusted. So here whatever is coming from inside, from this LAN, this firewall, this is trusted network. This is untrusted and this is trusted. That's why you have multiple firewalls here. So we have internet DMZ. Okay, this is demilitarized zone. All servers and email servers, Office 365, which is connected to internet, will be put in here in DMZ. So this is our MFA layer, authentication servers. TACAS, Radius, all will be kept at this level once you have filtered to firewall. So we will discuss this in later. Okay, just to understand the layers, I have kept it. And this is the operational DMZ. Okay, which are then domain controllers, then application servers. So this is again internal users who will be logging in from the factory or from remotely they are working. So now coming back to our baseline. Baseline, it can be any baseline, like Mohsin told, right? So every organizational will have their different baselines. So we can tailor it the standard procedure requirement based on our standard. You can tailor it based on your needs. Okay, it will be specific to vendor. Normally baseline is like for example, you have you need to install one OS on server. You will tell all these system components, inventory, software, licensing, everything you should have on that particular OS build. We will call it as architectural baseline. You can call as security baseline also. If you follow security standards, then it will be security baseline. So baseline is nothing but a terminology to put one standard. So guidelines. Yeah, are you following me?
Yeah.
Okay. So guidelines is like, for example, if you want to have a software
What's the
development.
difference between baseline and guidelines, Vivek?
Huh?
So your previous slide had a baseline, right? And this is guidelines.
Yeah.
So what is difference these things two things have it's not
Baseline you define it. Guidelines you take that baseline from others.
understood.
Okay. So you have
Proceed.
ITL framework, ISO, NIST, all the guidelines, and you have ISC3 guidelines also. It's up to the organizationals. They can follow any guidelines. Okay. Now Indian government is following different guidelines. Like you cannot keep the data, Indian data in other servers. It should be inside India. So those are the guidelines. Those you can call it as uh, country-specific policies. Like this is my policy. My data should not go outside. You keep here only.
That is baseline, right?
No, that is policy. Baseline is you will put that standard
Baseline
individual.
is that we will put the standard. Procedure we will act according to that standard.
Let's say, see here, baseline establish a compliance expectations. Okay.
Okay.
So if you follow this baseline, for example, our baseline is to follow it on. If I say you should follow the traffic in left.
Okay. It can be either technical or it can be either somebody is requesting for some code access.
Yeah.
That also we will follow some baseline. So it can be technical based or otherwise some theoretical.
How you are using that word, that depends. Okay. Standard as baseline. If you see here, it will come as baseline. Here it will be expectations. Here it is architectural.
Suppose if any of the our staff want to access some particular folder, so we follow some baseline that their manager has to approve. This is called baseline.
Yeah, that can be called as baseline. So see, I am giving all these reference based on the ISC3 guidelines. Okay, whatever content I am presenting, it is based on the ISC3 data. Okay. So if we are developing anything, it should go with the OWASAP, OSAP framework. All the penetration testing should follow these guidelines. So if you want to check the security of a particular application, then you need to follow this standard or guidelines. That's it for today. Stop it.